A most cordial and special welcome. We are blessed to be here once more in this holy environment and to join in this holy environment of Satsangh. All again by the grace of Bhagwan Shankara and our Guru Karmas, Punya Punya Bilamelahina Santa. A special welcome again to all devotees, bhaktas across the globe who normally join with us on our streaming live on Facebook and our YouTube. I'm members of the Sanagar Hindu Youth Group, led by Rishon Bizai, from the Sanagar Hindu Temple, branch number 67 of the SDMS of Ojo Road in Sangre Grande, Trinidad, West Indies. A most cordial and special welcome. Taking this into consideration, we consider ourselves highly blessed as we once again take a dip through the cup of the air in this fathomless lake of nectar, the Shri Garuda Purana. Let us at this time sit upright as we clasp our hands, close our eyes and bow our head. Keep that beautiful image of Bhagwan Vishnu devotees in front from your third eye. See the Lord possessing that dark complexion, a beautiful crown with a peacock's feather, long arms, broad shoulders, a broad chest of Shri Ram. The Lord came as the model of the human species and would have put to shame millions of cupids of Kamdevs, of gods of love. But all the features again of the Lord, we rever most of all thy lotus-like feet. That's why when we bow, we bow to somebody's hand or the head or the chest area, down to the feet, right? And lying flat on the ground, devotees, before your murti, before your guru, before any holy one, is called the highest way, which is called Satsangh Dandvat. Okay? Let us mentally bow upon those feet of the Lord, begging of you, Prabhu, once more, in that form of Bhagwan Vishnu, and especially described by Narad Muni when he went to Vaikuntham. He saw Bhagwan Vishnu relaxing on the eternal serpent Shesha. The Lord again, devotees, had Sankha Chakra Gada Pachman Mala Vibhushitam, 4 hands. One is Sankh, the other the Chakra, the third the Gada, the fourth a lotus flower. And Lakshmi Devi was massaging his feet, and all the divinities surrounded the Lord, including Narad, and they were praising the Lord. So we keep our focus on that beautiful form of Vishnu Bhagavan as we join in reverence to the various divinities also. Hari Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Shri Saraswatiyai Namaha Shri Guru Charana Kamalibhyo Namo Namaha Om Yam Brahma Vedanta Vido Varante Param Pradhana Purushanta Thaniye Veshwargate Karanam Ishwaram Va Tasmai Namo Vigna Vinashanaya Vinadhare Vipulamangaladana Shile Bhaktarti Nashini Viranchi Harisha Vande Kirti Prade Akhila Manorat De Maharahe Vidya Pradayini Saraswati Nami Nityam Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Mukhaṁ Karoti Vachalam Pangulam Hite Girim Yatripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Om Namo Narayanaya Om Namo Narayanaya Om Namo Narayanaya Om Rame Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Shri Ramanam Varanane Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunataya Nathaya Sitaya Pati Namaha. He Rama Purushottama Narahari Narayan Keshava Govinda Garuda Gunani De Damodara Madhava. He Krishna Kamalapati Yadupati Sitapati Shripati Vaikuntadipate Characharapati Lakshmipati Pahimam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya. Om Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kansa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishna Vande Jagatguru. Nagi Hari Om Namah Vijnana Rupaya Paramananda Rupine Krishnaya Gopinathaya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Namo Brahmanya Devaya Gau Brahman Hitaya Cha Jagadithaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namam. Hari Om. Yam Brahma Varuna Indra Maruta Stunavanti Divya Istavai Vedai Sang Papkarpanishadai Gariyanti Samagha Dhyanavastita Targate Namanasa Pashyanti Yogino Yashyantang Navidu Sura Surgandevai Tasmai Namaha. Om Nagendra Haraya Trilochanaya Vashmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shuddhyaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya. Om Namah
Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Chama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swatha Namastute. Sri Namastute Vyasa Vishala Budhe Punaravindra Yatapatra Nitra Yena Tvaya Bharata Talya Purana Prajwalito Jnanam Pradeepaha. Shri Guru Charana Saroja Nij Mana
Mukura Sudhan Varno Raghuvar Vimala Yasha Jodayat Balcha.
Om Budhina Tanu
Janike
Om Sumiro
Pavan Kumar Bal Buddhi Vidya Devoi Harahu Kalesha Vikan Siya Pati Ramachandra Viki Jai Sharan.
Nath Mama Sankat Haro Hari. Bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagavan Ki Jai. Praise again to Goddess Saraswati. We crave your boons, O Maha, as we praise you. Bless us again. Let us always have that sharp and broad intellect, good memory, eloquence in our speech, melody in our voice, creativity in our hands. Let again younger ones begin to master musical instruments, singing skills and talents. Oh Prabhu, we beg of you as we humble in bhajan, seeking your grace. जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता जय जय जय
श्री सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका माता
जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री सरस्वती
माता
प्रथम विनवमय श्री गणेश को दूजे सरस्वती माँ कीजे मैं विनवती न देवा को जो यह श्री चला कीजे मैं विनवती न देवा को जो यह श्री चला जय जय जय
हे सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका
जय जय जय
श्री
सरस्वती माता
ओ जय
जय जय श्री सरस्वती माता
चौथे मैं विनवा पंच सभी को ध्यान तुझे उलगा श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी भवसागर पार करा श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी भवसागर पार करा जय जय जय
श्री सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका माँ
जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता
ओ जय
जय जय श्री सरस्वती माता जय जय जय
श्री
श्री
सरस्वती
माता
और शक्ति सरस्वती देवी माता की जय. Praise again to Sanatan Dharam, this pathway of life, devotees that we follow. 181 years ago when our forefathers came here, they brought it with them. Always remember, it's something you didn't borrow, right? It is passed down to us. That's where it rightfully belongs, devotees. The underlying quotation, live for the sake of your dharma. Your dharma will always protect you. Always remember, this blood that flows in us is not ordinary. They come from the great rishis and munis of the ancient. Bhagavad explains you can trace back and see straight, and when you get to the base of it, is Brahma himself. All have come from Lord Brahma. We can trace it till which we are here. Right? That is how great, devotees, our way of life is. Live for its sake, give your life for it, sacrifice for it. propagate it, defend it, devotees, practice it. And as the underlying quotation says, if you live for the sake of your dharma will protect you. Praise be to Sanatan Dharma. कहो एक बार ये मित्रों सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
कहो एक बार ये मित्रों सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
करो प्रचारो दुनिया में सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
करो प्रचार दुनिया में सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
ऋषि संतान होने को जो धावा मन में रखती हो।
ऋषि संतान होने को जो धावा मन में रखते हो। ना छोड़ो कर्म अपने को, ओ सनातन धर्म की जय हो।
सनातन
धर्म की जय हो।
सनातन
धर्म की जय हो।
बोलो सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। सर्वदेवी देवता की जय। Let us join in bhajan, begging the Lord. Let that name of yours always be upon our lips, O Prabhu. For your name is the bridge that bridges us to you hereafter. Your name alone is a mine of blessing, joy and happiness. That when the time comes that the soul is about to leave this body, that name can appear on our lips. अब मुझे अपने शरण में ले लो राम, ले लो राम, मुझे अपने शरण में ले लो राम। और मुझे अपने शरण में ले लो राम,
ले लो राम, मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम।
लोचन मन में जगे न को तो, लोचन मन में जगे न को तो, युगल चरण में ले लो राम, ले लो राम, मुझे अपने शरण में
ले लो राम।
और मुझे अपने शरण
में ले लो राम, ले लो राम, मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम।
जीवन दे के जाल बिछाया, रच की माया नाचन छाया। चिंता मेरी जीवन देखे जाल बिछाया, रच की माया
नाचन छाया।
चिंता मेरी कभी मिटेगी, चिंता मेरी कभी मिटेगी, जब चिंतन में
ले लो
राम,
ले लो राम,
अपनी शरण में
ले लो राम।
ओ मुझे अपनी शरण में
ले लो राम, ले लो राम, मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम।
तुम्हारे लाखों पापी तारी, मेरी बारी बांसी हारी, बांसी हारी। तुम्हारे लाखों
पापी तारी, मेरी बारी बाजी हारी, बाजी हारी।
मेरे पासन पुण्य की पूजी, मेरे पासन पुण्य की पूजी, पद पूजन में
ले लो राम, ले
मुझे अपने शरण में
ले लो राम, ले लो राम, मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम।
राम हे राम, राम हे राम, राम हे राम, राम हे राम। घर घर अटको, दर दर भक्तो, कहाँ कहाँ अपना शिर भक्तो। घर घर अटको,
दर दर भक्तो, कहाँ कहाँ अपना सिर भक्तो।
इस जीवन में मिलो न तुम तो राम हे राम। इस जीवन में मिलो न तुम तो मुझे मरण में
ले लो राम, ले लो राम,
मुझे अपने शरण में
ले लो राम।
और मुझे अपने शरण में
ले लो राम, ले लो राम, मुझे अपने शरण में ले लो राम।
प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय। मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम प्रभु रामचंद्र की जय। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। सब संतन की जय। So devotees, Bhagavan Vishnu continues this katha, explaining to Garudaji that we could get this knowledge today. A good soul comes into this world, right? And allowing you to be in such a position, not by guess or coincidence. Nobody is born by guess or coincidence. When you find yourself in a home where again you have righteousness taking place, you did come from the heavenly sphere. You came from the earth to continue working towards achieving that position of moksha. Okay? Your good karmas, devotees, built and were not reap allows you to be born in a home where you could reap those good karmas. He's speaking about the good, but the same thing happens on the other side. Bad karmas remain and you didn't get to reap it. You're born into this world and then bad karmas stay with you. Keeping you back and throwing you back in life, all angles you can think of it. And according to Narad Muni, the problem is that when we come here, we will realize the kind of sacrifice we make to reach here. And when we come here, entangled in the web of materialism, the senses of perception and the organs of action, we lure after this material world. Spending our whole lives, devotees, entangled in it. And whilst you live in devotees, believing that they are real and true, one knock on your door. Who are you? The messenger of death. You have to go. And you begin to regret. I did not do when I could have done. My first purpose was to serve the Lord. I didn't take advantage of that. Devotees, getting on the pathway to God is not for when you get old, you know. Sometimes you wait till you get old or you get sickly and nobody else can help and it's the way to go, eh? When you're young, strong and healthy, that's when you have to start as babies coming up. It has caused you to born devotees and I hope it tells you here that devotee is that good soul. His karmas will combine with his parents. And through the history of union and seminal fluid, the human mother will be pregnant. It explains to get a good child, devotees, in this world, like a SUN up there, you have to prepare yourself, both male and female. You have to beg the Lord, prayers and austerity and penance and all these things and so on. And then devotees take into consideration, with that in mind, devotees then. Other than that, devotees helter-skelter, so you bring demons into this world to terrorize in this way. So Bhagavan Vishnu is saying that a person should have control over these emotions of sensuality and not just like operate like animals, but prepare yourself so that you can bring a good child into this world to make a positive effect, devotees, on the Lord and His creation. Okay? If you find yourself in that kind of position, consider yourself blessed. Blessed if you're born in a home like that. Many people wish they could have been in such a situation, and it's not possible. You have to work for it, and that is how you're going to come. So what we are seeing here right now, we are the product of what was done in the past. But the future depends on what we do here. And again, time is quickly going by. What is already done cannot be undone. But ahead of us, we can harness the greatest treasure we have, which is time, and use it. Now, you will not know until you get the knowledge, and that is why satsang is important. These are the kind of environments that give you the knowledge, and then we can prepare ourselves, devotees, to uplift ourselves. Hari Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Guru Charan Kamalibhyo Namo Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namam Chaitanyam Ko Bija Bhutang Hi Nityam Ko Shukrake Hari Om Sri Panyavastitam Kama Sritang Cha Kusukram Cha Yada Ko Ha Katva Ko Manu Ko Yat Tada Ko Dravan Ko Mavabanoti Yo Hari Om Sri Yoshiko Durga Bhava Veshya Kanara Sukla Shonita Ko Sanyoga Ka Hari Om Sri Pandito Pati Ko Prajapate Parampanandan Ko Putro Ke Hari Om Sri Bhavitu Garbhatam Kritam Bhavanti Ko Tasya Nikala Kriya Ko Puna Ko Savanaz Dikha Shri Vindraban Bihari Lal Ki Jai Bhagavan Vishnu Bole Ki He Garur Hari Om Chaitanya Vajako Bhuta Hi Ko Nitya Birke Ko Istat Rati Hai Kamadev Ko Chit Tatha Ko Birya Adi Ke Jab Ko Ekata Ho Jati Hai. It says, devotees, that in order to bring good children, you have to prepare yourself both intended father and mother. Keeping yourself clean and pure, eating pure food, being in correct and holy environments, pure elements. Okay? Again, devotees, so should be the father. It's not one-way operation, it's a both-way. And that father, having been prepared himself legally with his partner, then what happened? When that union takes place there, this tells you here, the intelligence is joined with the seed, devotees. It remains always in the male sperms. You see how the heredity factor comes on? What intelligence the man has, okay? What type of nature is he? What is going through his mind? That is what will manifest within the sperm to fertilize the egg in the mother. And that is the kind of son you're going to be bringing into this world. Let me say son in this respect. So what you are thinking at that moment is just like what Krishna Bhagavan said in Gita, you know. What is the last impression on the mind at the moment of death destines the future state of the soul? At the time when the soul going to leave the body, what going through your mind, that will destine your future state. In the same like manner to in this respect then, of copulation here, what is going through the mind of the father, remember, the lineages count not on the mother side, but the father side, the seed. The seed is planted in the soil, right? And due to the soil effect, it will germinate and grow. But the genes really come mainly, you see from both sides, but dominantly is by the father in this respect. Hari Om. And where desire, thought, and sperm, devotees, they become united. Then what happened? Then he obtained again, it says here, the seminal fluid that will cause pregnancy to take place, to bring into this world another new being. With the type of food that you eat too, nourishment will come from the food that you eat. And its nourishment will produce all these fluids in the body. It's plenty sacrifice. I tell you, it tells you in Purana, a couple should fast for 12 years. Every Sunday during Lord Surya Puja, full puja. And after the 12 years, Surya Bhagavan will bless you. Pacha Sutta say again the Samana, you'll have 5 sons. Right? The power of the sun itself. For righteousness, positive issues, and so on. Propagating, defending dharma, all these things and so on, they go born. Who make an kind of sacrifice? Think about it. Nobody wants to make sacrifice. Right? How will you feel as a parent that your son born and he grew up to be a person terrorizing people, hurting people, robbing people, killing people, and this and that. And as a father, you sit down and you're hearing this from a mother, how you feel? Huh? In the same like manner, a fella boy, I see a young boy playing a dholak boy and he's singing or playing the organ boy. I understand that your son. Eh? But that boy, real good boy. God bless you for having a son like that. And you must feel good. When your children do good, you and all will feel, not pride with ego, you know, but you just feel good as a parent. Right? But these things do come. Again, you may tell me, you didn't prepare like that and your children come out good. That's good karmas. Good karmas from previous births heaped up will give you a son like that. In another home, a son is born to bring thunder to his parents. Pressure. You regret to know that you ever had a son and so on. Everything is a karmic situation too. So here devotees, Bhagavan Vishnu is explaining here what he says. Hari Om, Tabako, Hari Om Purush ka ko, Istri ko, Yoni ke dhatu ka ko girta hota hai, iske bir ko aur ko rudir ka ko sanyam ki ko, Hari Om Sri Pindopati ko hota hai, Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. And here devotees, with the sperm entering into the mother, okay, what happened? It will fertilize devotees and become what you call the oven, right? The ovum, right? That is formed by the union of the sperm and the germ cell. That's how fertilization in the mother will take place. Okay? With the male sperm and the female egg, that all these kathas at the end, this take texture. A lot of biology, a lot of science and all these things. How the rishis and munis know that from long ago? Huh? You see where this knowledge come from? From Hinduism. It's there put down in all the scriptures and everything. Right? We'll hear more of it just now. Hari Om. इसी प्रकार घर में को आजा हरि ओम आ जाने वाला पुत्र को परमानंद को देने वाला होता है उस पुत्र का को सब श्री पुंसवान आदि को संस्कार की होता है श्री उमापति महादेव की जय. Now the good son who enters the womb, devotees, is the giver of the highest bliss. Right? The son who is going to be born through that mother and father, through the sperm of the father, the male, because the genes carried on down there to dominate in this respect, that will be that son that brings in bliss or happiness into this world. Not by guess, not by coincidence. That's what I'm telling you. When you have children, becoming a parent is very easy. But being a parent is serious responsibility. You'll have one child who, when the father talks, that child listens, obeys, tries his best to do everything. No parent will guide their children on the wrong pathway. Nobody wants to do that. You want to see children move forward and upward in life, even to do better than you have reached. And that comes with proper parenting. You have to be with your children. You have to keep them in the correct environments. What going through here at the time when that egg has been fertilized, devotees, that type of intelligence is going to manifest in that sperm fertilizing that egg. Very important preparation, especially for young couples and so on who are coming to stream in the family life. You want to bring children into this world that will make a positive impact, not like a comet or a gra like Rahu and Ketu. You don't want that. Hari Om Bhagavan Vatsalam Mama Pujitam Narayan Bhakti Kevalam. Hari Om. For him, devotees, there are numerous, it tells you here, rites, devotees that are performed. Now, we don't really, there are 16 sanskaras we're supposed to practice in Hinduism, right? When a mother gets pregnant, even before that, and all these rites and rituals and all these things and so on, preparing to bring a good child into this earth. But when the good one come in, occasions will come in where these sanskars could be done. Generally and normally, we don't even practice it. Of the 16, the major one, right, is when you get married. Even that and only observe again. Think about it. How many people hooking up and shacking up just so? That's not Hindu custom. Hindu custom is you're married, you know what it's called that? When you have children out of wedlock, you call it Sankar Baran, Dogla. Not an ethnicity, right? You come like you're legitimate in this manner too. And that's why you're supposed to really get married, settle down, and then begin your family life. We have a way. We are following the Western world, and we are deviating from that and doing what you want. When things start to go wrong now, we want to study how to start to correct it. All right? The texts are our guidelines of our fathers show us how we should live, how we should practice our dharma. So devotees, they have methods and the proper manner in which it should be done. So that good son devotees is the giver of the highest bliss. For him, numerous amount of rights and benefits are there with him coming into this world. Just being born yet, in pregnancy we are talking about. Now, like, as I told you, in India you have some little guys, and they go to ashrams and live there. The parents will send them there. Because you will see in the child that type of inclination for it. And many parents, they want to see, would you like your child to come out a yogi? To sit down, hold and meditate, and here want no Boroka and house and land and wife and children and so on? You wonder what's wrong with he. But that height of level of intelligence coming with that child from previous birth devotees, whilst you have 100 others cannot see his way, he knows his purpose for being here. And with the correct parents to guide him, he will elevate in this manner. So in India, from small, they go to ashrams, stay at the home of their guru ashram. Guru will teach them, drill them with mantras. They will learn the whole Gita by heart, scriptures by heart. And that don't happen overnight. Their whole life is coursed along that pathway. And what are you doing to them? Preventing them from committing bad karmas too. And you're surprised to see how they chant mantras and so on. And they will be in the world with all the nice things are wrong, but nothing about them. Because you learn to control the senses of perception and the organs of action by opening up all these chakras and kundalinis and having proper focus on what their purpose of life is. We in this material world, the mind too chanchal. Chanchal, now for now we get taken away, now for now we drift away, now for now we miss the focus, and that's what materialism does. If a person could really, really stand out in this material world today and prevent all these things affecting you, you're really great. And as Kali Yuga go on, the Maya will not get weaker, or you're going to get stronger to dominate even the saints and sages and all the righteous one, all of them will fall prey to it. Nice prediction in Kali Yuga. All that is going to happen. So when a young child, as I mentioned to you, you will see one child, he wants toys to play. And the next child, you see the child gravitating, he's sitting there and he's watching the Murti, and then when he concentrating, or you want a book to read or something. Why is the difference? Why one is like that? The next one, you buy toys for him, two tools, he mash up everything. Destructive in this manner. So he does know when someone comes from the heaven and earth, and when one comes from hell, back from hell to earth too. You'll see it in that. It'll start to show up devotees. Because what happened, you see, everything don't fully erase, come with traits in you. Like, you see a fella always getting vexed, anger right in front. He was a bull in his last life. You see a next fella, no matter how you try to keep he clean, he always dirty, mullich and so on. He was a Itrogeni last life. It just tell you the traits that come, right? All these traits, karmic traits that come and so on. Here we are looking at the highest body, which is the human. You get it no matter what situation, you're blessed, you can move on in life. We could move on, devotees. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam Charan Kamale Bhyo Namo Namaha. Hari Om Sri पुण्य आत्मा को जन्म को प्राप्त को करता हो, उसमें को जन्म को समय हरि ओम पिता बहुत के को ब्रह्मांड की को धन देता है. Hari Om. He said, devotees again, the meritorious will obtain birth in a good family. A good family that will be able to live comfortably in this world. That will be of a spiritual nature. That will be able to guide him along the correct pathway of life. Everything there will be for him. As I told you, you're born by guests in a home. Why it is one have and is born? The child don't know born, but he don't have 3, 4 by 4 purong for him to drive. He don't know how much property purong for he in life. He don't know what kind of university he going in. And the next child is born, and the next child he may have food to eat, clothes to wear, not knowing how he will go to school or be educated or whatsoever. Why? If God is a fair God, why does one have so much and the other not? Everything is based on the logical law of the universe, which is the law of karma. Same Bhagavad we will read and explain. If it takes 1 trillion years, you just have to burn back and pay for your karma. Okay? When Narad Muni got a divine vision from the Lord, okay? He got it. He got the divine vision after his mother died and he went in the forest hunting and so on. After getting the vision, what Bhagavan tell him? He said, Narad, you still can't come to me yet. Your karmas to beat out. When you beat out those karmas, then you will born for me back as a Dev Rishi. And Narad, although he reached that height, yet still whatever karmas, you have to burn it. And due to the karmas which are unfinished, which they will not reap, you have reincarnation, which is the transmigration of the soul, coming back again and again and again. But if we want to come back here, you don't want to come back just as you are or worse than you are. You want to come back better than you are. A person who understands this very carefully is Darren, Right? If you sit and chat with him, he'll tell you, we are blessed with what we have here. But now if I don't come back here, you want to come back same way or worse than that? Better than who you are. Nothing is free. You got to work for it. When is the time to do it? Whilst God bless you with health and strength and resources and all these things. And the more you could do with this physical body, devotees, if we had the privilege to burn bad karmas and build good ones. So we can also be reborn in a good family and a good home all the time. I wish I could get that, right? Only spiritual activity is going on all the time in your life, you know. Nothing could break happiness. Because all scriptures tell you, devotees, everybody want to be happy. Nobody want to be sad. But happiness is not in materialism. And I could I'll show you people who have every single thing and they're happy. They're right there proving it. Happiness is on the pathway of God's realization. And you just try to think about how much worries you save yourself for the material and not having the proper guidance, not having the correct one to admonish you. What you could do, you could throw away the gold spoon. And what is throwing away the gold spoon? The opportunity that you have with this body, you will waste it. And when you're up the ladder and you waste it up there, bram, you're falling right down on the ground back. That means in the thoracic yoni. You understand? And the fellow who down there, who trying and living according, we must understand something too. Gita philosophy explained, Krishna Bhagavan says, it's better you do your duty halfway than you do somebody else's duty 100% good. It will not benefit you. Know yourself, know your purpose, know your duty, and perform your duty. Man, vachan, karam, say in thought, words, and deeds. Definitely you're going to have that upliftment. Hari Om Bhagavan Vatsalam Mama Pujitam. इसी प्रकार को विद्या को विनय को संपत रही हो, पिता के घर में को हरिओम बढ़ाता है और अच्छे को पुरुषों के हरिओम संगति से को विद्याओं का को पढ़ा को जाता है. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. He gives up his devotees. What does he do here? You will find him devotees giving up the materialism, all the nice things the father want to provide for him or the family then. That embodying he. It embodying him. He will put all that aside because the calling does be coming from within. And the knowledge will quickly manifest in him with the third eye to be open and you begin to realize your purpose. And you're learning out, you come like Gautam Buddha. Gautama Buddha was the prince. And he left the palace and walked out from the palace, you know. Right? One of the main avatar of Vishnu Bhagavan too. And he devotees give up all the issue. Now we have to understand too. Presently we are living in this world. We have family, we have to provide, you have to secure. Yes, you're working hard for all that you have to secure it. Right? And worse at the state of the country right now, what is happening with that. But you must not stay attached to it. It's the attachment that's caused the problem. When we become attached to it, and you become afraid. And due to that, devotees, sometimes we have it, afraid to leave home. You know, who could break in and thief what I have? I can't go in press, I can't go temple, I can't go here, I can't go there anyway. And if you want to go, you go still fall long and dead one day. And the same thing that you couldn't leave it, you have to leave it then. It can't go with you. Think about it. And the clock is ticking on us. And as the clock ticking, nobody getting younger. Everybody heading down the road with something waiting down there. You call him Maha. He sets like a cobra snake, waiting to snatch the soul from this body. Your whole life had gone away in that Maya. So we learn to balance the life. That's what I tell you. Satsangh, all these activities have the power in Kali Yuga to burn sins. And that's why we should be gravitating in this environment. All the time, you can burn plenty sins, devotees, and begin to build good ones to help us to cross the ocean of births and death. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam. Okay, so he leaves. With him, there is a lot of learning. A lot of learning. He'll pick up things very fast. right? Not just academic. We just feel a person is fully qualified when you have your degree and master's and what. Yes, that is academic qualification. Most of the fellow might not have any of that, but he know himself who he is. There's Atma or the soul. And you had people like that long time. They couldn't read nor write, but they knew their purpose. They could have identified with the Atma within. Some of them couldn't read nor write and all these things and so on, but they knew their purpose in life. That is, Krishna Bhagavan says in Gita in chapter 2, that person who can realize he is not this body, but he is the Atma or the soul. And this Atma or the soul is part and parcel of me. And it cannot be burned by fire, dredged by water, nor caught by weapons. And even occupying this body which I have given to it, this human body, which also is made up of 5 gross elements of earth, water, fire, air, ether, and matter, cannot be created nor destroyed. It does not identify with this body again, but the soul. He said that person who has realized that possesses the highest excellence of wisdom. Of wisdom. That is a wise person, devotees. See what is wisdom? So there are 2 aspects of it. One is academic, the other is the other one I just mentioned. And so devotees, with learning in him, he'll be very simple, humble, and down to earth, like Sudama himself. You'll get to learn that your trouble in life, devotees, is the abhiman, which is ego. Ego will bring you and break you right down. The moment you feel nobody is better than you, he learns to conquer ego. Now, all that is related to a child being born with good karmas is also knowledge for us. These are the qualities that we should really portray, right? Our scriptures tell us to educate yourself. Being foolish is a sin. Educate yourself. Every day you're supposed to read a scripture and educate yourself. Every day you're supposed to educate, not only in the scripture part, about your lives. There's so many avenues and so many things you can learn. When you acquire all this, you realize you start to kill devotees. Man's trouble team. There's a team that's caused trouble, and they are called Kama, Krodha, Madha, Lobha, Hankar. Kam, which is lust. Krodha, which is anger. Mad is a crave for the sensuous pleasures of the world. Lob is greed and materialism, and a hankar is the ego. You start to discard them easy. Easy. With learning, this is how a person will be. If a fellow have all your learning, and you still with your chest high up like that, you're proud of yourself, you haven't learned yet. You ain't started to learn as yet. Because the more he acquires, the more down to earth he becomes. Like the fruit tree. The more the fruit tree bears, it don't go up in the sky, it starts to bow down. And putting out tree to prop them up, the branches go break. You know what they're telling you? A baby could creep and go and pick from it. You become approachable, simple, and down to earth. You don't feel that, some people tell you, hey, because of your nature, so people take an advantage of you. We have to look at the opportunities that we get. When somebody come and ask you to do something, they're allowing you an opportunity to do a good karma. And always remember, if you can't do nothing, nobody can come and ask you to do anything. Because you can't do anything. So it's supposed to be, that person will grow up to be very skillful devotees in this manner. In all the sciences, telling sciences. Nobody is born by guess or coincidence. You have the science of the soul too, plus otherwise, because you'll get a true understanding of how this cosmos, this universe is made up. All right? Bhagavan Navatsalam Charan Kamali Bhyo Namo Namam. And what he going to do? Satsangati bana ki hota hai. he will always keep the company of wise people in this holy environment of Satsangh. All scriptures tell you that in Kali Yuga, the greatest environment you could find yourself in is Satsangh. Even Shri Ram put it on to Shabari Mata, Pratama Bhakta Santanakara Sangha Dusari Rati Mama Katha Prasanga. Get to love this type of environment. And in this environment, Bhagwan's Katha will take place, which will give you knowledge. Very quickly, unlike so many other difficult means people use to get the third eye open, this environment called Satsang. And by the mercy of Lord Shiva, it will happen very quickly. Okay? Narayan Bhakti Kevalam. इसी प्रकार को पूर्व जन्म को कृत को जप को तीर्थ में पुण्य को उदय से को हरिओम युवस्थामी को सुंदर इरी को स्त्री को धन महाधन को मिलता की होता है. And it is youth devotees saying here, he is again, he will be devotees divinely handsome in nature. A person who born ugly by guess. You're the born out of shape by guess. You're the born perfect in appearance by guess. Right? You're the born with a nose out of shape, or teeth out of shape, or your body proportional in this manner. Everything is karma. Do you know the Rasi Mala could tell you? Look what astrology in Hinduism, eh? If you study a book carefully and you're born on a certain place, I tell you, you will have a mole probably on your waist or behind your neck or somewhere. When you check, you'll have it. It will tell you that your foot will be big and your toes will open up like that. It will tell you you're born with teeth with space between them. Nothing is by guess or coincidence. All these features will come due to a karmic situation. Such a person with good high karmas devotees, which was acquired, listen again, and again he'll be wealthy devotees and benevolent devotees in this way. He will not have to struggle to get them. He'll be blessed, probably inheriting it or whatsoever in this manner. And what is benevolence? Always willing to do good. He is always willing, never will say no to offer his services. Now, we may say, well, how he's a righteous fellow and he won wealth. When there is knowledge, wealth, there's an aspect of Maya or materialism, which is called knowledge. And the other side is called ignorance. With knowledge, he will use that wealth to help him build better good karmas by doing good with it. Doing good karmas with it. Helping others, helping schools, helping mandirs, feeding people, helping people in distress. You see how you can build good karmas? Without the knowledge, you have the wealth, you could flaunt it and you commit karmas detrimental to you. Because you get entangled in the pleasurable world outside and commit karmas detrimental. So the good karmas will lead you along that pathway where elevation is going to take place, devotees. All right? Narayan Bhakti Kevalam Charan Kamali Bhyo Namo Navam Hariyam Brivasthami Ko Maiko Atma Ko Anatma Ko Ka Vichar Kar Ko Adhyaraya Ko Hariyam Sri Apavad Ko Dwara Hai Brahma Chintan Ko Karte Hai Sri Vishnu Bhagavan Ki Jai. He said again, devotees here, all these devotees, where he will born to enjoy it because of the karmas that were done in previous birth. And what type of karma? Good karmas. Right? The amount of austerity and penance and all these things that you would have done. That's what I tell you. See, when you're doing good, you look for the reward of it. Sometimes you get nothing in this life. Manu and Satrupa went in the forest and do penance. Okay? Bhagwan Vishnu appeared to them. What do you want? She said, my Lord, I'll be so blessed if you could come as my son. Years and years and years and years and upon years passed, devotees. You know when they were born back long, long after Dashrath and Kausalya? Bhagwan appeared there. Bhai pragata kripala dina dayala Kausalya hitakari. Kausalya with her hands joined. She was dumbfounded there. Vishnu Bhagwan telling her, my Devi, I come to fulfill the boon grant you since so long when you did penance in Naimisharan Chitra. And I appeared to you and tell you when you asked me for a cup as a son, here I come. Look how long after she get the reward of that. And that's how the Lord came before her. Same thing with Devaki and Vasudeva also in the jail and so on. So you just do the karmas, don't look for it. Don't look for the reward. But the reward is there. And some, we may notice that with some people. You know them doing good all the time, all the time, all the time. And somehow or the other, they happen to leave this world. They say, well, wait a minute, all the good this man did, me see no benefit he get from it. And you begin to lose faith and doubt and this and that. No. The only thing do go unnoticed is karmas committed by us. And the karmas are in two columns. You have credit and you have debit. Credit means the good one, debit is the bad one that you do in everybody's thing. But the greater thing also, let me stress on this, we have to understand that in Bhagavad, when Kali Yuga was terrorizing the bull and the cow and Parikshit, Risham was going to kill him. Kali Yuga joined his hands, hold on to the king's foot, and he said, oh great master, you have to let me live. He said, why should I let you live with all these atrocities taking place in my kingdom? No. And then he tell him, let me tell you why. This age going to be the worst age that there is, but it will be the best. Because unlike Satyug, Treta, and Dwapar, in Kali Yuga, a man have the privilege to burn out his bad karmas and build good one to help him elevate. And furthermore, he tell him, you know what will happen? In this environment called Satsangh. Satsangh is a magical environment in Kali Yuga, devotees. Devotees, when the son Kumara started to read the Bhagavad, right? Gyan and Vairag and Bhakti, they were old and were dying. And the moment that scripture started to read, everybody turned around watching the back entrance. Then you were seeing a young lady with two young boys come in. And what they were doing? They were singing, Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Satsang, devotees and the scripture, it rejuvenated Bhakti, Jnana and Vairag. This is what this environment is. Tulsi makes it easier. That in Kali Yuga, man will not have time and concentrating for long and so on. And this is why he said, Eka ghari adhi me punyar tulasi sangata sadhuke kate kotya parar. Maximum is 2 hours. But spending it in this holy environment, devotees, you'll be burning bad karmas and building good ones. Right? Very simple. Bhagavad Gita explained in chapter 3 and onwards you could read. Anything you could do to make satsang go on, that's burn your karmas. We just look at it so, When puja done, prasad share, food share, and everybody chatting and leaving and going. It has some other younger boys and they will come here, helping Mr. Ramlal, cleaning up the place and all these things and so on to prepare for satsang again. When most people touch down by 6:45 or 7, 5 o'clock, you have all of them here already, preparing, organizing. All that devotees has burned bad karmas. Eating the remnants of a yajna has burned bad karmas. The panchamrit, the prasad, the food that is cooked. When it's blessed and cooked clean and offered to Krishna Bhagavan, it turns to prasad. It has the power to burn our bad karmas and build good ones. That is why the stress in Kali Yuga is Satsangh. Always gravitate to this environment. So here the devotee says, because of the merits acquired from all your good actions from previous birth, previous birth, that's what it's saying here, like austerity and penance, japa yoga, observing all the vows and all the various auspicious occasions and so on. All right? Tirtha. Tirtha means going to holy places of pilgrimages and so on too. Narayan Bharyam, Siddh Avastha में आत्मा को अनात्मा को का को विचार कर हरिओम अध्याराय को हरिओम श्री अपवाद को द्वारा को हरिओम ब्रह्म चिन्ह को करते की होता है. Then what happened? He constantly strives devotees to discriminate between his self and this material body that he lives in. That's when the third eye is open. That's what I tell you. Different people, it opens at different levels. A person might go through his whole life and the third eye and dream to open yet. And you see a young fella get it. A young person get it. They get to realize their true self. The difference between body and soul. That knowledge, devotees, and that intuition is because of good karmas from hundreds of births before. And that's what happened, devotees. Narayan Bhakti Kevalam, he begins knowing his true purpose of life, knowing how he possesses his highest body, knowing again that his main objective is to serve the Lord, devotees. He is not bothered by materialism. Now at this time in 2026 and onwards, people are leaving their house to go and live in these forests. There are too much of sunfly and mosquito there to bite you. But in your own home, devotees, he practices vairagya. And what is vairagya? Controlling the senses of perception and the organs of action. You are able to talk to yourself and harness the power of yourself on these conditions. Hey, eyes, not everything you want to see is good for you, you know. You have to control that. Ears, not everything you want to hear is good for you, you know. Mouth, to eat or to speak or whatsoever, not everything is good. Or hands want to touch, or feet want to carry this body. And you begin to harness them now. And it'll prevent you from making bad karmas. You will continue building good ones. I don't think we don't understand this properly, how beneficial is satsang in Kali Yuga. Yeah. And if you are blessed to be in such a place, devotees, always thank the Lord for it, all of us. Long time used to be hard. You had to walk barefoot and you go in the night with flamboyanting. Now, Maha, motorcar, every car has cold breeze in it. Think about it. And still it's difficult to reach. This is what will help us when the time comes to leave this mortal coil. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Hari Om Atma ko Ishwar ko Anatma ko Dehadi ko Hari Om Anatma ko Mriti ko Yadi me ko Brahma ki hota hai Sri Vishnu Adi Devi Bhyo Namaha. Here again he says, for the understanding devotees of the disassociation devotees between the self and the material aspect, that which again he will associate with devotees, listen to those attributes, devotees, of the earthly aspect that cause us to be here. Remember, the body is made up of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. He will learn to dissociate or distinguish between he and these elements. Who is he? He is the Atma or the soul, the eternal spark of God having come into this body molded with these 5 gross elements. just to sustain the life force that it can relate. And that's why we got to understand, when a person dies, the soul do die. The soul continues to exist. The body will disintegrate, the soul continues. It cannot die. And most times again, you see, like when you go to a funeral, right? Somebody died. You never ask the question, what time this person come in from the funeral home, you know? The name of the person. You say, what time the body come in? So only when the soul is out of the body, you're going to see the difference. No, you got to see it while you live in. I am not this. I am the eternal spark of God within. It has come into this body to bring life. It will be sustained in it until the time when the Lord feels it is ready to leave it. And that we call it death. So that is the thing we call reincarnation, or the transmigration of the soul. And where it reincarnates into and they end up in different bodies due to a karmic situation in the 84 lakh yoni, 8,400,000 species of life. Hari Om, fails ko, sangar hita ko, hai ko isliye, mai ko prithviwadi ko, kagun ko, tumko kata ki hota hai. He says, devotees, the earth, fire, water, and ether, and all the others and so on, are the, we're called here, is not the self, is not the true you and the true me. It's only that matter which comes together to house me. You're going to realize that. In the same like manner, due to a karmic situation, the 5 elements come together in the form of a fish, and you, because of a karmic situation, had to enter it as the soul to get that fish to be alive. Because of a karma committed, you had to born as a fish. The next one is a chicken. Well, here I want to be honest. Born as a chicken is one, But if you're going down on the highway, I think early, when the fellas clean up and you're watching them chicken in this chicken truck, boy, oh God, you could really try to figure out what kind of karma these creatures passing through, you know. What they did in their life before to end up like that. You are born and you've been bred for the purpose to be eaten. Think of it. Every single thing is karma. But we have a privilege to better ourselves, or we could worsen ourselves. The ball is in our court. The Lord says, I do take side. I am a referee in a football match or the umpire in a cricket match. Hari Om Narayan Bhagavan. Hari Om Shri Janakaratha ko Prithvi ko Jal, Teja ko Vayu, Akash mein ko Mai Astul Bhutak Deha. Hari Om Karan hai, isme ko Nimit ko Yaha hai. He says from the earth, water, fire, air, and ether, right? They are called stable elements, devotees, that make up this body. The 5 stable elements. Akash stul mein ko deha ke karan, isme ko nimit ko yaha ko sharir hai. This body is made up of these 5 gross elements. Listen carefully, Hey Garuda, त्वचा को, अस्तित्व को, नादी, रोम, मांस, ये 5 गुण महीने को तुम लोग को भूमिका कहता है. He said the skin, the bones, devotees, the nerves, the hair, the flesh, they are the 5 attributes of earth itself. The element of earth, these are represented in the body from the element of earth. Let me read it back. The skin, the bones, the nerves, the hair, the flesh, they come from the earth element then in this manner. Hari Om, Lal Muta ko, Hari Om Manja, Rudir ko, Jal me ko gun kata, ab ke tesh me ko bhi, guna ko ki suna ki hota hai. Now saliva, which is the spit in your mouth, the urine, even again, the seminal fluid, right, the sperms and so on, the marrow, devotees, which is in the bone there, and blood, devotees. The 5 of them are attributes of water which make up this body. So you have the 5 coming from earth, these 5 coming from water. Listen again. Chudha, Hari Om Trisha, आलस्य को, निद्रा, हरिओम, कांति, ये 5 गुण के को योगियों में को कहता कि होता है. The feeling of hunger, the feeling of thirst, the feeling devotees of sleep devotees, even the sexual drive in a person. Even again, it tells you, yes, not all these 5 are attributes of fire, a passionate kind of issue in Europe. They came from the element of fire that is within. What is the fire that becomes this element? The heat that is generated in this body. Great yogis like Sarbhang Muni, right? Agastya Muni, Shabari Mata. You know what they did? They sat down and when it's time to go, through the power of yoga, they brought forth the element of fire outwardly and ignited themselves. No matches were used. Called themselves a fire, the fire, and gave up the mortal coil. So these are attributes of the fire as the element in us. Again, devotees, this is declared by the great yogis. Hari Om Sakoch, Hari Om Sri Karno, Dauna, Hari Om Sri Ulidhan ko, Vistar ko karna, Chishta karna, ये 5 को गुण को वायु के भी है. Now these action ones, which are speech, right? The thought devotees in us, the delusion, mental instability, and so on, these come from devotees, the element of air, right? They manifest as air in this body to keep it going. Bhagavan vatsalam bhamma pujitam, सबको चिंता में को सुनापन, मोह को संशय को वे को आकाश में को 5 गुण के मन के बुद्धि, अहंकार को चित अंतःकरण में कहती है. जो यहाँ पूर्व जन्म की किए हुआ को शुभ शुभ कर्म को हरिओम करते में इस तत्व होता है. The power again, devotees, it tells you here, the 5 attributes of ether. Ether means space, manifest devotees, it may be understood by one with the effort, which is the mind, the reason. The issue of individualization then, right? You as an individual. And the issue of analysis, all right? These 4 of them here, they are called the internal means, and the flavors the past karma. What I mean? You find when you're born here, you have a certain liking for something, an attachment to it, difficult to move on from there. That has come from karmas from your past life. You bring it. Whatever be it in that manner, that comes through the issue of the ether in this manner. Hari Om, Srota, Tvacha, Netra ko, Hari Om, Jihva ko, Nasika ve, Gyan ko, Indravayu ke, Hatvo par ko, Garame ko, Karam Indriya hai. The ears, the skin, the eyes, the tongue, the nose are the sense organs, devotees. The organ of speech, hands, feet, the genital organs, devotees, and the organ of excretion. They are again organs, devotees. They are what you call organs in this body. All right? Disha Pavan Surya ko Pracheta, Hariom Asritni Kumar ko, Agni ko Indra, Uparindra, Bitrahe ko, Desh ko Devata ki hota hai. You have Disha. Pavan is wind, right? Surya is his sun. Pracheta, right? The Ashwini Kumaras, or these divinities, Agni, Indra, Upendra, Mitra, they are deities, devotees, controlling the senses of action. As I told you, every organ in this body is presided over by a divinity. Every gland, every organ, every aspect of this body is presided over by a divinity. That's why Bari Bhagya Manusha Tanupava, it had no other body greater than this human the soul could get to come and live in. not by guess or not by coincidence in this manner. Hari Om Ida Pingala, Hari Om Sushumba, Hari Om Gadhari, Om Ko Jiha Pusha, Yesh Ko Sivani, Hari Om Siddhi Altusha, Hari Om Kuha, Shankini, Me Sharir Ko Madhyam Istat Desmil, Nadia Ko Khai Kiota Khai. All these others that are mentioned here again, Ida, Pingala, and all of these and so on, right? And they control again other aspects of this body. You have the 10 as well as they're all situated in the interior of the body and 10 principal nadis in this body. Everyone controlled by a divinity or a deity. Just think about it. None by guess or coincidence. Hari Om Pran Apaman ko Saman Udan ko, Yad ko Naam ko Karam ko, Ved Dat ko Dhananjay, Ya ko Hirday me ko Pran ko, Gada me ko Apaman ko Saman ko Vayu, Nabhi ko, Hari Om Mandal me ko, Udan Vayu ko, Hari Om Taresha ko me ko, Vyan Vayu sabko Sharir ko rahta hai. Pran, which is the breathing, the air, the upper man, the inner, the ongoing and outgoing breath, and so on, all of these devotees, different divinities again, controlling them, right? In the heart, the pran, in the inner upper man, in the navel you have saman, in the throat you have udan, okay? And, yes, udan and vigyan. They are distributed all over this body of ours. These are technical spiritual terms, you know. Nag means vomiting again, right? You have again kurma, which is again the opening and the closing of the eyes. All these are controlled by divinities, simply like that. Hari Om, you have krikal. Krikal means hunger. The hunger is also controlled over by another aspect of divinity. Devadat, to yawn. They don't have my guess or coincidence. There is a divinity controlling that. They are all pervading and they do not leave devotees, even the corpse. The soul leave the body and they all else remain in the body. Right? And they are all over the body devotees. And that nourishment, which is obtained by eating. By the eating of food, devotees' nourishment will come. And that's how all of these tend to function in this manner. By eating. Now you see again, as another topic by itself. Depending on the type of food you eat, it will have certain manifestations in your body, positive or negative. Right? Good, clean, and since you know this body is so divine, with a divinity presiding over every aspect of it. All right? We have to learn to treat this body differently. What you eat has a lot. What goes into this body. Not anything you just feel to eat, you eat. You bhakose not, no. You have to have choices in your food. And like that child born with that type of inclination for higher learning and all these things and so on, you will begin to see the classification with food. You have Devata food and you have Rakshas food. What is Devata or celestial food? Kanda Mula Phal. Things that grow below the ground, which are root crops. Things that grow above the ground, shrubs and vegetables. And things that go on trees, fruits. That is the highest diet recommended for we to live on. In this head, it represents Lord Brahma. Lord Shiva is in the chest area. Lord Vishnu is down in the feet. What you're feeding Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, think about it. Is they happy with all that? Not only just the food alone, preparation of food. Eating plenty stale food, devotees will lick you up sadly. Well, everybody is prey to that. I know you say, think about a tongue where they have bread on the or you might have food to eat. That's why the fridge was invented and the microwave was invented and the toaster oven and all these things in a time when this fresh food will be out of styling. Long ago, everybody had to cook fresh food because they didn't have a fridge. So you cook enough for not to waste. One fella had mango talcari. After 4 years, he take it out from the fridge to eat. 4 years mango talcari put on the fridge. Think about that. Yeah, boy. Right? Just tell me, how you call bar seafood? It strips you of all good memory and purpose in life and all these things and so on. Right? So, the type of food, the preparation of the food, the environment where the food is prepared, the people who preparing it and the mood of the people preparing it, all this will have an effect of the food when you eat it. And Krishna Bhagavan says, anytime you sit down to eat and you just start to grab and eat, you are a thief. You are considered a thief if you did not offer it to me. That's why food is supposed to be offered to the Lord. That very food now takes the position as prasad. It takes a higher position, but it had to go veggie. It had to be veggie food, right? So devotees, all these are given here in beautiful kathas. Then you have again devotees, the air that carries the essential part of in all the parts of the body, devotees. You see, when you eat and the food goes on the stomach, and the gastric juices and start to work up there, and one coming to take all the protein, so and the next one the vitamins, and the next one for this, and all of them are controlled by divinities. They are not ordinary. They are not ordinary. And it tells you here, you see that this, when the body is slain, devotees, only person die, they just remain inside. That's why, you see, the gold is used on parts of the body, you know. Because you have life force that is trapped into the cells. And this gold has helped to drain out the remaining life force in the body. Because a purifying element also. Right? All this knowledge is in this Garuda Purana. Right? Isn't this Garuda Purana? Very, very important. And so, devotees, what it tells you here again, that food, devotees, as soon as it is eaten, right, इसी प्रकार को आहार क्रिया को अन्न को वायु दो हिस्से में को विभाग की करती है. It is split into two devotees by that air itself within the stomach area. हरिओम भोजन को गुरहा में को जाकर अन्न जल में को दोनों के अलग अलग को जाते हैं. पीछे को अथगनागन के ऊपर के जल में को ऊपर अन्न को आता है. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. Having entered devotees, now what happens? Split in two. That which should be digested and will be beneficial for the body, and the other now which will be the waste matter. So this will go towards feeding the body for nutrition to the body, and the other is go along that pathway where the anus is, that is going to excrete it after time. Look at his body makeup and think about it. But each controlled by some divinity. It will happen by guess thing in this body. Narayan Bhakti Kevalam, it separates devotees, the solid and the liquid parts, both of them, in portions, making the water devotees, making the water over fire, and the solid devotees over the water, vice versa in this way. That air devotees that is spoken about here, which is driving force to get thing under the issue of the fire, it inflames devotees, and it inflames it very slowly. Hari Om. Agni ko prajalit mein ko karte hai, tab wahan ko vayu mein ko Hari Om dhoka hua ko agni ko ras aur ko mail ko alag ko karta hai. And devotees, what does it do again? It inflames it slowly. The fire inflamed now by the air within the body, it separates the substance from the waste. That which is the body needs then in terms of the nutrition from that which has to be excreted through the passage of the anus. All inside here, the operation how Bhagwan make this body. Hari Om, उसमें को रसों को ज्ञान वायु सबको को शरीर में को हो जाता है, तथा को 12 को द्वार में को अन्न में को मल को बाहन को निकलो को के रास्ते की होता है. Again, another aspect of the air with certain names, the Viguna, it makes the essence go all over, and the waste is forced through the devotees, the 12 gateways through the body to lead it out through the anus, so that you will excrete it. If you don't excrete, toxins will heap up in this body, you'll get sick and die. That's why we have to keep putting in one way and excreting the next way. And these 12 gateways, going through them, it is ejected from the body when the call of Nitya comes. Hari Om. इसी प्रकार को कान नेत्र को नासिका में, जीभ को दांत में, नासिक को नक में, गुदा लिंग को मस्तक, शरीर को रोम में, को 12 को मल के निकल को हो रास्ते की होता है. The eyes, the ears, the nostrils, the tongue, the teeth, the navel, right? The nails, the anus, the generative organs, devotees, the head, the trunk, the hair are called unclean places in this body. Let me go over that before we stop. The ears, the eyes, the nostrils, the tongue, the teeth, the navel, your nails, the anus, the generative organs, the head, the trunk, the hair on your body and the hair also, they are unclean places in this body. That's why you have to keep cleaning them. Right? The ears will gather this wax, you have to clean it. The eyes will have cold, you have to clean it. The tongue will gather straight from food that you eat, you have to cleanse that. The teeth, you have to clean it. The generative organs, the private organs, the anus, you have to clean because they are unclean in this manner. The trunk, which is your entire body, you have to bathe and wash it. Even the hair, devotees are unclean places. That's why same Garuda Purana tell you when somebody dead, they don't say take a short trim. You have to shave your head and leave the churki because this hair will become unclean. You have to shave it out. If you want to say a short trim is different. But you got to, we read it a few weeks ago, you have to shave that hair from the body. Hari Om, इस तरह में को वायु में आत्मा की को हरि ओम सतो को प्राप्त को कर को अपने अपने को कर्मों में है जैसे को सूर्य भगवान प्रकाश का प्राप्त कर को सब जीव को कर्मों के लगते की होता है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. It says devotees, the air, having derived their powers from the self-devotees, they perform their own functions, devotees. So the air inside the body, which is caused because of the life force, right? Anytime the life force goes, they can't function again. All right? They perform their actions in this body, and they affect every aspect of the Lord's creation. Just as again says here, the sun rises, just as is done with the rising of the sun. He said, listen again, devotees, to the twofold nature of the body devotees of man itself. But this katha will continue it next Thursday. The kind of information that is there documented in the Garuda Purana. So what I'm the thing we always mention it, and you must be reminded, and those who listen to us, this body is not an ordinary body. You did not get it by guess or coincidence. With this body, we have the privilege to elevate ourselves, climb the karmic ladder. If you ain't getting moksha, but to come back like the boy who come back here in a good family, where there is comfortable living, where your third eye will open, you could realize yourself from this body, and you could work towards uplifting yourself again. Think about it. It does not come by guess or coincidence. But through Satsangh, whatever situation we are, just being blessed in this human body, we could elevate or we could continue to sink. Prem se boliye Siddhi Vishnu, Bhagavan ki jai. So Bhagavan Vishnu continues as he relates to Garuda. By doing so, he has given us this knowledge, this education. So we stop at this juncture once more, having this privilege to take a dip in this discourse between Bhagavan Vishnu and Garudaji from the Sri Garuda Purana, which also is in English. Prem se boliye Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. So devotees, next week we continue with our Garuda Purana Katha. However, the following week we will not have any satsang on that following Thursday. Next week it will be the last one because the other Thursday will be the night before the yag will start. Right? That's the 13th and the yag starting the Friday. So the temple they need the time for preparations, decorating and all these things and so on. And he'll be very occupied and active on Thursday night. So they will use it. You can come out and if you need help and so on, management. We need help to do all the various things. So help to, remember, anything you could do for a year, help you to burn bad karmas and build good one. So anybody willing to come out and assist, you could check with our president and he will inform you. So next Thursday, and then we have the yag for the following Friday from the 14th of August to the 23rd. Tonight we say thanks very much to our president, Mr. Navin Singh, who was our Shrota this evening, having thus performed puja and contributed devotees, prasad and food and so on. Coming up after the yag, we have our Tirat, our yearly Tirat, on the Sunday, the 30th of August. The venues they'll be visiting, the Dattatreya Keshav Ashram in Kuva there, right? The Exchange Shiv Mandir in Kuva, or in Valley Vishnu Mandir, and the Sivdas Temple in the sea. And then we come back to Karapo Shiv Mandir, where the free doubles again will be shared to all. It says here that doubles and the refreshment this year will be sponsored in memory of Mr. Rukman Maraj, also called VUM. You'll also have performance by the East Side Fire Tasa group. There'll be a raffle on board by the youth group. They normally do that. And the transportation fee is only $75. Bus leaves San Grande Hindu School, 25-seater, air-conditioned at 7:30 a.m. sharp. So we have tickets out already. If anybody wishes, you can check with us. Further information, Mr. Kirai family from Junction Road, they're having us 7 nights, Bhagwat Yagya from the 2nd of August to the 8th of August. Remember that, eh? 2nd to the 8th. So don't forget, Pandita Bhidana. I mentioned our 9 nights Ramayan, and we have devotees, the Tirat. This month is the month of Shravan. Okay? And Shravan will begin, it began on the 30th of July. And it will end on the 27th of August. It's one of a very auspicious month in the Hindu calendar. This was when Gaukaran did the Bhagavad, which we had a few years ago, when all the divinities came down and all the people of that place got moksha. They went up to the heavens in the month of Shravan. In Shravan month, the Mondays are very, very auspicious to Lord Shiva. So you can observe the 4 Mondays will be the 3rd, 10th, 17th, and 24th. Special devotion can be undertaken on these Mondays, all right, to Lord Shiva. Don't forget that. And presently, we have started to work on our Ramlila project. Ramlila will begin for the 36th year in the grounds of the San Grande Hindu School from the 16th of October to the 26th of October. Please be reminded. Tuesday coming, we have our Ramlila meeting in the temple here for 6:30, right? Please, members, don't forget players and so on, and anybody interested in coming aboard, you're welcome to come and join. All right? When you pass by Hindu School in this playground, you're going to see structures are already up. All these things help you to protect your dharma, protect devotees, and propagate your dharma, which builds good karmas again. We need, as I told you, we need people help us sew the kids' uniform, right? They're already cut, isn't it? It's just to help, if you have an idea of sewing and you want to help us with that, we give the children the uniform free. So a little skill and talent, which God blessed you with, if you could do 10 self or 20, how much you could do, you'll be helping out for a good cause. So please be reminded. Prem se boliye Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. So let us stand, please, as we are going to join in our concluding arati for tonight, and we ask our prayers with puja to commence the arati. Hari Om. Yani kani cha papani janamantar gretani tani tani vinashanti pradakshina parhi parhi deepanam. Hari Om Vishnuve Namaha. Jai Jagadisha Hare Swami Jai Jagadisha Hare. भक्तजनों के संकट दासजनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे जो ध्यावे फल पावे
दुख बिन से मन का
स्वामी दुख बिन से
मन का
संपत्ति घर आवे
सुख संपत्ति घर आवे
कष्ट मिटे तन का ओ जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे
शरण गहो किसकी
ओ स्वामी शरण गहु मैं किसकी तुम बिन और तुम बिन
और न दूजा
आश करो मैं जिसकी ओ जय जगदीश हरे तुम पूरन परमात्मा
तुम अंतर्यामी
स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर सबके स्वामी ओ जय जगदीश हरे
तुम करुणा
के सागर
तुम पालन करता
स्वामी तुम पालन करता
मैं मूरख कल कामी
मैं मूरख खल खानी
कृपा करो भरता
ओ जय जगदीश हरे
तुम हो एक भोजन
और सबके प्राणपति स्वामी
सबके प्राणपति
किस विधि मिलव दया में
किस विधि मिलो दया में तुमको मैं तुमती
ओ जय
जगदीश हरे दीन बंधु दुख हरिता तुम रक्षक मेरे स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे अपने हाथ उठाओ
अपने हाथ उठाओ
द्वार पड़ा तेरे
ओम जय जगदीश हरे
विषय विकार मिटाओ
पाप हरो देवा स्वामी
पाप हरो देवा
और श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ
श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ
सनातन की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे
जय जगदीश हरे
स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे, भक्त जनों के संगत,
दास जनों के संगत, कंगन में दूर गई। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
बोलो श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय। We humble ourselves again, giving thanks to Prabhu for these moments of togetherness in this holy environment of Satsangh. Om Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham
सुरेश
O Vishwadharam
गगन सादृशम
Meghavarnam
शुभांगम
Lakshmikantam
कमलनयनम
Yogi
विद्यानगम्यम
Vidyam Vande Vishnu Bhavaiharam Sarvalokaikanantam Om Tvameva Mata
च पिता त्वमेव
Tvameva Vandho
च सखा त्वमेव
Tvameva Vidya
द्रविणं त्वमेव
Tvameva Sarvam
सर्वं
Mama Deva Deva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om। प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, गुरु रामानंद स्वामी की जय, आरशक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। प्रेम से सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय, साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय 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 सीताराम। आप आसन लीजिए, प्लीज टेक योर सीट्स। बी रिमाइंडेड, after Aarti and Prasad, meals are prepared, courtesy of our President, Mr. Navin Singh.
केशवा माधवा जय देवा मधुर सुंदरा, केशवा माधवा जय देवा मधुर सुंदरा, केशवा मनोहर